Hi guys, Trev, body mechanic from Absolute Fitness. So, client you're about to see, he's called me up to book an appointment, got a bad shoulder, and he's agreed to allow me to video the session for you, so you get to see me working on a shoulder issue. I mean, I have made it half price for him, so that was a good incentive for him to come and do it. So, don't know a great deal about him, other than he's got this shoulder issue and he doesn't know how he's done it. So we'll just have to wait and see. Obviously, I won't be able to show you the interview part of it, because obviously data protection on that, but you'll see everything else we do. Okay, let's meet the client then when he comes. Right, so currently with Zaman, so we've done the Part Q, the health questionnaire paperwork, but obviously for data protection reasons, that's not being videoed because it's got personal details and things like that on. Now, just for the record, Zaman, you are happy for this to go on YouTube? Yes, yeah. Fantastic. Right, so just some little information that we've just been talking about. So Zaman's lifestyle at the moment is quite physical. It's involving quite a heavy workload because he's renovating properties and that. So he could be doing anything from plastering. Just out of curiosity, are you right-handed? Yeah. Yeah, and it's his right shoulder that's causing the problem. So his workload is quite hard, if you like. Then outside of that, he plays basketball. So again, uses his right hand a lot. Yeah. Also from that, he goes some home workouts that he's been doing on resistance bands and things like that, obviously due to lockdown. Yeah. And the workouts have generally been about 3 to 4 times per week. So other than that, he likes to sit, relax, watching telly if he's not going out for a walk. Yeah. All right. So there's an element straight away, a picture coming into my mind due to his workload, especially being right-handed. So he's using that a lot in his workplace. And the other factors is more than likely the shoulders moving around. Now, what is described to me so far is his shoulders pain threshold at the moment is probably about a 2. Maybe he's going up sometimes to 3, maybe he's down to 1. It's fluctuating at the moment. But when it's bad, it's up there 8, 9. When it's bad, his range of movement's not good. But at the moment he's not got too bad a range of motion, but we're going to check that anyway and have a look, exactly see what's going on. But a lot of his pain's radiating into the neck region from it. Okay, so that's where we're at from the initial consultation at the moment. So what we're going to move on to now is some range of motion tests, followed by some special tests to try and identify what's exactly going on, followed by some palpating on the bed, and then we're going to look to treat what's going down. Okay, so that's where we're at the moment. The postural observation on Zam. So, I'm kind of not too fussed about the lower portion because his problem is up here. But as we come up, the lower half doesn't look too bad, although it does look like he's carrying his weight on his left side slightly, but we'll leave that for now. As I'm coming up his body, what I'm looking for straight away is these palms of the hands. Now I can quite clearly see them, so there's definitely some tightness going on. Now that could well be based around the lat, it could be well based around the pectorals on the front, because they will turn those humeruses to show those hands. So there's a little bit of tightness there. What I'm seeing as well as I come up, straight away there's a bit of elevation on this right shoulder. So it's indicating there's some kind of tightness. So what I'm kind of coming to mind now is it's not necessarily a shoulder problem he's got, it's emanating from all this region. Okay, there's tightness pulling that shoulder up. As we look, it looks like there's a bit more lat bulk on this side to this side. I'm looking at the scapulars now. This scapula is quite smooth, this scapula is sticking out. So as I come to that, oh yeah, we can go straight under that quite easy. So it looks like the lower trapezius is not doing its job properly. So there'll be a bit of remedial work for that, which will help keep that down and the shoulder back. Okay, so that's kind of what we're seeing. So again, just stand looking at the telezam and keep as neutral as we can. We're just looking to the head now. to see what that head's doing, and it's sitting neutral. It seems okay. So very quickly recap, looks like we've got a little bit of a weakness on the lower part of the trapezius. There's definitely tightness going on up here, but until we start palpating it, we'll not truly know. But other than that, it's not too bad, but we've got a bit of tightness around the pectoralis minor there. I'm just going to move now and take a look at him from the side. Just put that there. So this is a side view now. So as we look, I can run a straight line pretty much straight up through his ankle, knee, hip, shoulder, although the head is a bit forward. So there might well be some weakness on these little scalene muscles here because the head's not quite sitting as neutral as it should. Okay, so that might be a bit more strengthening work for you to do there. All right, you're forward a little bit, so you're kind of leading a little bit with the chin. Okay. What I'd say is you're a tall lad, so you've got to stand proud. Okay, but other than that, that's not too bad. Just going to have a feel into that little pec minor off here, so where that coracoid process is, little pec minor, into there. Can you feel that? Yeah. Tender? Yeah. Yeah. So there's a bit of tightness coming off there as well, so that's going to be pulling on this shoulder, so that could be an indicator why the shoulder's round, along with the upper trap being tight, and I would probably suspect that his levator scapula's been strained a little bit. But it's definitely emanating from a little bit of weakness on this here. This side's a bit more stronger, can't go straight under it as easy as I do that one. This has been lifted up a bit because it's been pulled forward as well. So that's where we're kind of at there. Front wise, I'm not going to bother looking from the front because it's going to be very similar. So what we'll do now is we're going to do some range of motion tests with him sat down. Right, so we're going to do some range of motion tests first, Sam. So the first thing I want you to do, I can't get you to stand up to do it because you're a tall lad and you'll hit the ceiling. Yeah. Alright, so I just want you to sit nice and straight for me, that's it. Yeah. So from there, can you raise your hands up in front of you as high as you can? Yeah. Is that as high as you can go? Yeah. Does that elicit any pain as you do that in that shot? Just a bit. Just a bit? Yeah. Is that again in this neck region? Yeah. Yeah, and bring them down for us. This time, can you take your hands out to the side? Take them up. Any pain as you do that?
Just a bit about...
Anything in the shoulder, or is it again emanating up that neck?
Yeah, around the neck.
Okay, hands back down to your side this time. This time, can you take them back for me? Any pain as you do that?
A little bit, not a lot.
In the shoulder or still up the neck?
Yeah, up the neck, yeah.
So it's running up into the neck all the time?
Yeah.
Okay, so this time, can you put your arm to your side like that? Yeah. Can you take your arm outwards? Any pain?
No, not.
No? Yeah. Take your arm inwards, any pain?
No.
Okay, yeah. So from there then, I just want you to put your arm down.
Yeah.
I want you to sit up straight again.
Yeah.
Can you now take your neck down to your chest? Your neck, or your head I should say, not your neck. Head to your chest. Yeah. Any pain as you do that?
No.
Okay, bring back up. This time can you take your head back? Any pain as you do that?
No.
Okay, back up to neutral. Can you lean your head to that side? Any pain?
Just a little bit.
So you're feeling it straight away. Yeah. Is it more down here, this aspect, or more down this aspect?
This is here.
It's come more down the front side, okay? And back, and then lean your head to this side now. Any pain as you do that?
That's good.
Say that again?
No, that's fine.
That's fine, okay. Look up. Can you turn your head to look to me?
Yeah.
Any pain as you do that?
No.
Okay, and turn your head back the other way. Any pain as you do that?
Just a little bit. It's like scratching.
Okay, fantastic. And then come back. Okay. Right, so what we're going to do now, Zan, is we're going to do what we call a painful arc test. So we look at to see if there's any kind of impingement going on. Yeah. Okay, so keeping your hands down, all you're going to do is raise them up, keeping your chest elevated for me, raising them up as high as you can. Does that create any pain as you raise up?
Just a bit, yeah.
Where's it paining? You can lower that arm if you want, because it's this one we're really looking at. It's still all in the neck.
Yeah.
Right, okay, so we'll bring that down. Right, so I just want to rule out your rotator cuffs that there's no impingement going on. Now usually that would have indicated, but I'm going to make sure. So this time all we're going to do, we're going to bring the arms up with the palms facing the bottom, yeah? Stick your thumbs out, and you're going to roll them all the way back, and then roll them all the way forward. Does that cause any pain as you do that?
Yeah.
In the shoulder?
Yeah.
So this is in the shoulder now? Right, brilliant, okay. So as you're rolling them back, that's creating pain in the shoulder.
Yeah.
Roll them down. So there might be a bit of impingement going on here.
Yeah.
Alright. I just need to establish if there's any weakness now in your subscapularis or your infraspinatus. Okay, so you can relax that down now. So we've got a bit of a positive test there. So were you feeling the pain sort of around this region?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, so this time for me, if we put the arm like that,
Yeah.
right, all I want you to do is push out for me. Does that elicit pain?
It's all good.
That's good.
Yeah.
If you pull the arm in, does it elicit pain?
Yeah, it's all good.
So that's eliciting pain at the front now.
Yeah.
So that could be a weak or inflamed subscapularis, that.
Okay.
Can you then from there take that arm, sorry, let me do it from this side, take that arm and take it behind your back and up your back.
Yeah.
Can you bring it up? How does that feel?
Just a bit of pain. Just a bit, not too much.
Bit of pain there. Okay, so bring that arm out. This time take the arm up and over your back, down into your small of your back.
Yeah, it's fine.
That's fine.
Yeah.
So it's looking like there's some issue with your subscapularis going on.
Yeah.
If there's tightness with the pec here, and I'm going to do another test on you just to make sure it is coming from your pec and not your bicep or your coracobrachialis, then there's there could be a bit of tightness going on in here. In fact, I can feel that. That's nice and tight in that infraspinatus. Or it's been in a taut position, but this could be tight. Pulling forward, it's creating a bit of impingement going on, and we might well have some inflammation in there as well. Okay. Right. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do a little test that's going to rule out some tightness areas going on here.
Yeah.
So I want to make sure, one, it's pectoralis minor that's tight here pulling on the shoulder, or is it your coracobrachialis, or is it your bicep itself, the short head of your bicep?
Yeah.
So what we're doing is we're finding the joint there, that's it, and I'm feeling the distance between that joint and the table, and then from there just let me move you some. So if I come back there, so that's his bicep out of the equation, because if I've done that, I've released the pressure on the bicep, there's been no joint movement. As I want to lift his elbow now, there's no change in the distance of that joint movement. So it's not coracobrachialis that's tight. So it's definitely his pectoralis minor that's tight there. Okay. From there, I'm going to bring this arm out. Just let that arm relax for me. And just let it go back. Now that's a good range, that, for his subscapularis. That's where it should be. So I'm starting to think now that maybe it's just inflamed a little bit, and let this one come forward, and that's a little bit high for his infraspinatus. So his infraspinatus might actually be a little bit short, although it's nearly there now, pretty much where it should be now. Okay, so in a nutshell, pectoralis minor's tight. Feeling that?
A bit, yeah.
Yeah. So I've got a tight pectoralis minor, probably an inflamed subscapularis a little bit, and a weak lower trapezius. But I want to just turn you over now and have a feel at the muscles in your neck now. Okay? So I'll just take that out now. We'll spin you over if you can.
Yeah.
And then if you want to put your face into the cradle,
Yeah.
like that, I'll start to put this underneath there for you.
Thank you.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're just going to have a feel at those neck muscles now. Let's have a feel. So we'll start with your better side.
Yeah.
Your scapula's tight. You feel that?
Yeah.
Nowhere near as tight on that side. Trap don't feel too bad, to be honest.
Yeah.
And that, just probably just need to stretch them out a little bit. tender that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so infraspinatus is a bit tight as well. His erector spinatus are a little bit tight as well up there. Right. So what we're going to do, Sam, alright, treatment wise, going to make sure this levator scapula is nice and loose. We're going to loosen up your erector spinatus here and into your rhomboids a little bit. We're going to loosen this infraspinatus up here.
Yeah.
Then what we'll do is then we'll get you turned over.
Yeah.
We'll loosen that pec minor and the pecs muscles a little bit. Might even do a bit of work on this lat as well, just to try and correct that rotation of the humerus. And should hopefully then, with some strengthening work, be spot on.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Sounds good.
First thing I'm going to use is good old trusty sander, because it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Penetrates deep into the muscle, gets it all nice and warm for me. Just got to be careful when you come around the neck region with it, because obviously the vibrations of that will vibrate right up the neck, so it gets a bit noisy now.
Yeah.
Get a bit of massage lotion on there. Lotion I like to use the most is Naki. Bit of sponsor in there for Naki. But it is top-notch stuff.
Yeah.
Does what you want it to do. Give sufficient glide, but not too much. Right, so this time obviously his upper back and that, I can't use my big maxi thumper on there just to tenderise him a little bit. I like to treat people like lumps of steak really, but so I use my little one for this one. If I used the big thumper, he'd be coughing away like crazy. He wouldn't find it comfortable at all. So this is just doing a lot of the work. The sander and the thumper is doing a lot of the work that normally when we teach sports massage, we get you effleurage and kneading and that. So, so doing a lot of petrissage movements. They're doing the work for me. So saving me hands really, so they are money well spent. And as you notice, I'm not just working his right side, I'm also doing his left side as well, just to try and create a bit of balance in the work that I'm doing. It will be beneficial when I come to finish. A bit tender that, Sam.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're just kneading into those upper traps and his levator scapula a bit, and then I'm coming up the neck itself. Okay. So now we're starting to get into a bit of deeper work now. Some rolling thumbs going up that erector spinae, which is definitely tighter than the other side. And then some deep thumb coming up it with a little bit of a rotation in, a nice click of the vertebrae there.
Yeah.
Generally means that the vertebrae was out of alignment slightly. A bit of transverse frictions coming up there as well. Now it's a nice slow, deep, those thumbs splitting of the fibres. Okay. So we're really just going to start kneading this neck now. That upper trap, levator scapula. I'm letting my fingers come right round the front and getting right in to them little scalene muscles as well. Nice deep thumb into there now. So we're over the rhomboids, just bringing it up. And we find that superior angle of the scapula, and we get that levator scapula then. You can feel that just in there. You feel that, Zam? Yeah. A nice little knot in there. I'm just going to come back out to his lat. Just remember, guys, this is probably the visual area where we see the lat, but the lat extends, it spans out right down here, so this is all lat. Just very thin there, and as it comes to the insertion point, it becomes much more fatter muscle tissue. There's another vertebrae just gone. When I say gone, I mean back where it should do. Okay. Right. What I want you to do now, Zam, for me is bring us this arm up for us. Just got to put it down by your side and just tuck it under your leg for me. That's it. Okay. So I'm now doing some deep finger strips down that upper trapezius. And a little bit of friction and nipping friction to that upper trapezius now. Just there, nice and tight area there. You feel that one, Zam?
Yeah.
Scale of 1 to 10? 10 being excruciating, 1 being nothing?
8.
Okay, what about now?
5.
Bit more?
Yeah, 7.
That's what I'm looking for, that's the magic number. Anything more than a 7, just go 8, 9,
Okay.
and I'll respond accordingly. Okay, therapist thumb. Pulling that shoulder down. Getting that therapist thumb into that levator scapula now and really taking it up the neck. He's feeling that as well, aren't you?
Yeah.
This is where all these issues are stemming from. Yes, we've got a right shoulder that's leading forward, being pulled forward, weakness going on that lower trapezius here, and but a lot of his problems has been stemmed from this. I'm going to lengthen that, elevate the scapula out. Got a nice knot in it there. So I'm putting a bit of friction into that now.
Yeah.
Now I'm doing a nice thumb, deep thumb, splitting now.
Oh.
It's that bit like there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Right on I'm right on the money there. So what I've got in is my finger into it, reinforced over with my other hand, so I can keep direct pressure on there. Scale of 1 to 10, what's that feel like at the minute, Sam?
7.
Okay, so I'm going to hold it there. I want you to tell me when that starts easing off.
Yeah.
Easing away.
Yeah.
Tell us when it's about a 5.
5 now.
Okay, putting a bit more pressure in.
Yeah. 7.
Now I could have got my dominator out here, but I've done it with my finger instead. Dominator just protects your fingers a little bit.
Yeah. 5.
Okay, great stuff. Okay, so right, nice big breath in from his arm and breathe out nice and slow. This is just a elbow sweep up it now. Oh, another vertebrae. Lovely. Okay. This is just my index knobbler. I'm just using the handle on his Infraspinatus now. Going from the insertion point out over to where the origin is on that scapula. Okay. I'm in quite deep into that now. How's that feeling now, Sam?
That's better.
A bit better?
Yeah.
Still tender though?
Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. This is similar to when people do true assisted massage and they're using the metal tools, metal bars, scraping the tissue. I'm doing a very similar thing but just with me index knobbler handle. I'm quite deep there now.
That's it.
A little bit of friction there on that little bit. What we'll do with this in a bit when we turn him over, we will just put a little stretch on it. Not much though, because its range wasn't too bad. It possibly was a little bit short to start with when we did that special test on it. This is just a deep finger with reinforced with my hand, sweeping it through. Okay. Right. So I'm back with me, well, like a Theragun, but mine's a rover gun. So I've got the flathead on, just over that Infraspinatus now. Again, I'm running from the insertion point back across its origin, which is the full surface of the scapula below the spinal scapula. Its insertion point is that middle facet on the tubercle of the humerus. I think while I've got the rover gun out, I may as well put that on the erector spinae as well. Bringing it up into that levator scapula. It's the top of his scapula there, superior angle's there. That's where that's coming off. Listen to the motor. You can hear the motor slowly getting faster as that tissue is starting to release out. Can't take it very far up his neck though. It'll vibrate his brains out. Out over to that trapezius. I'm trying to bring it right into the anterior bit of his trapezius now. Okay. You alright, Sam?
Yeah.
A bit of kneading into there because I'm trying to do the bit of work that the rover gun couldn't do. Thumb in there now. Right, pretty much up to the base of the skull on his levator scapula. I'm just putting a bit of friction into that. Lovely jubbly. So we'll finish off with some stretching on that erector spinae, also on his levator scapula and his upper trapezius. Do that. I'm just going to come back to that lat. I'm going to put a stretch on that in a minute. Before we put him on his back and work that pec. Side of his erector spinae. Make sure that's reasonably loosened down. Great stuff. Yeah. Right, Zam, what we're going to do now, I want you to get your lid on your left side. Okay?
Yeah.
I'll just take this out. I'll give you some pillars as well. This one. Thank you. Alright, use that one. Let me stick that one into there, and then that one into there, so you're nice and comfy. Alright, right, so what I want to do now is bring this arm up over your head like that. Alright, and then from there, I'm just going to move the camera a little bit so it's a better view of this one. So from there, what we're going to do is we're going to look to stretch this lat out. Okay, I'm just going to do a little bit of lengthening work to start with on it. Before we really do that. So a little bit more lotion on there. Right. So for this one, I'm going to pin you on the hip, bone like that. I'm going to take this arm. Imagine you're doing a lat pull down, yeah?
Okay.
So you're going to pull your arm back like that, okay?
Okay.
So from there, hold on, stop a minute. Don't pull just yet. Just get you into that little bit of a stretch position. Might just need to take a little bit of lotion off there. My hand's slipping a little bit. Oh, even better. Just put the towel on there. That looks great. So I'm locking onto it, getting into there. So, right, just about 10% power. That's it. So just keep that on for me. So this is a met stretch we're doing. Post isometric relaxation. So he's contracting his lat at the moment. I'm just resisting it. And then from there's nice big breath in, breathe out, let it relax. Oh, you feel that stretch?
Yeah.
So I'm just lengthening that out. Okay, from there, pull in again, 10% power. You alright?
Yeah.
I'm just resisting it still. And then a little bit longer. And nice big breath in. Breathe out, relax. Quick stretch. Let that arm come back down. Great, so you alright? Just let it come over the front now. That's a bit of lengthening of the lat. So what we're going to do now is put you onto your back. And I'm just going to work that pec a little bit now. Pop this under there. Okay. Just going to move the camera around a little bit more. Gets to see what I'm doing. Always make sure you're working the right side as well. I've done that before. Turn my client up and start working the wrong side. So we're just warming that pec up. I could have put the sander on it, but I'll just use my hands here. Obviously it's a bit more tricky if it's a female, because obviously we'd have to towel up and things, so we'd have a towel over protecting and we'd have to work above the towel line, but I'd get my client to use her arms and things like that to create barriers for me. But there we're just starting to warm that up a little bit. And then I'm just getting in a little bit deeper now, hitting up that Pectoralis Minor. I can see the pain coming on his face and I'm only that finger in it. That's it. So it's quite tight as this one. A little bit of friction, finger frictions into it. Does that feel like Sam?
Yeah, it's good.
Good, painful though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good pain.
A good pain. Yeah. Again, if you think about the basketball aspect, you're over, you're forward, you're leading with that arm, that shoulder, this arm might be protecting and that.
Yeah.
It's all building on that.
Yeah.
And I know what you like with your mobile phone as well.
Yeah.
Again, forward.
Yeah.
Anything forward based, make it prone for this to tighten up. So now I'm actually getting quite into it now. I'm using my thumb, a bit like a chisel now. Because your Pectoralis Minor feathers out in three bands. So they all attach onto that coracoid process in there, but they're attached to the 3rd, 4th and 5th rib. So I'm actually now using my thumb like a little chisel, running through it. It's very tender for him, I can see it on his face. So again, just work on those pain thresholds then. If it's an 8, say 8. If it's a 9, just go 9. I'll adjust accordingly.
6, 7.
Okay. So, although initial thoughts were this was a shoulder issue that was coming in to see me, Actually, it's a little bit more of a postural issue, stroke neck issue,
Yeah.
which has really been caused by the posture being out slightly and pulling the shoulder forward, which is giving you some impingement there, but
Yeah. It's starting the shoulder.
yeah. I'm in quite deep there with my finger, I just reinforce it with my other hand. Bit of a friction on there. 7, good. I like 7s. We don't like 8s though. Generally what you'll do is you'll tighten up, you'll tense up when it gets too hard for you, you see.
Yeah.
And that means I've got to either, what most people will do, put more pressure on, but that's defeating the object.
Yeah.
So it's better for me to just ease back a bit.
Yeah. That's 8.
Okay, I'll ease it off a bit. Right.
7.
That's the little bad boy I'm looking for. So there I can feel, it feels like a bit of a trigger point. So it's like a very, very small knot, but what they become is hyper irritable. So it's a little bit like acupuncture what I'm doing now. Is that easing away yet?
Yeah.
Yeah? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to increase the pressure on there. Tell me when I'm at 7.
Yeah,
7, okay, I'm going to hold there. Keep that pressure, I'm not releasing that pressure at all. Just tell me Zam when it starts easing down again.
Yeah, about 5 now.
Okay. We'll take it up a little bit more. So we're going back to a 7.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go. Easing away yet?
Yeah.
Okay. Just iron that out with some rolling thumbs now. So trigger point therapy is very effective, and it's very much like acupuncture. There's different ways of performing it, but the way I like to do it, I seem to get the best results from it is as I've just done it. So I'll put the pressure on, hold the pressure on till the client tells me it's subsided. When it's subsiding, I increase the pressure back to the 7 mark again. And what we're doing is we're messing with the nerve impulse. I mean, that feels straight away much better, doesn't it?
Yeah.
A little something there, but this is more into the pec now. Is that right there?
Yeah.
Easing away, yeah?
That's good, yeah.
Okay, we'll increase that up again. So I've just reinforced my thumb a little bit. You always got to listen to the clients now on these, so we've been governed by them.
Yeah, it's good.
It's good. Right, we'll increase that again, but I'm already starting to feel that subsiding under my thumb.
Yeah, 7. Yeah,
Good?
it's good.
Great stuff. So that's nice deep thumbs going through that pec now. Super duper. I'm just kind of roll the camera so I can be able to see this. Okay, so just now sweeping up a little bit, not too hard because obviously it's quite soft tissue here, but this is where all these little scalenes are. I'm just going up there and seeing what they feel like. If we want to, what we can do to expose them a bit, we'll just turn that head a little bit like that. You can see straight away they start to expose, but got to be careful here because there's a lot of arteries running up here. So we can't go putting loads of force into here at all. Is that like that?
Yeah, a 7.
7.
Yeah.
And I'm not putting much force on there at all. Especially when I get sort of... Yeah.
8.
Okay, I'll ease back a little bit. Okay, just putting a little bit of a friction in there. How's that feel, Zam?
Yeah, it's good. 5.
Okay, a little bit harder into there now.
7.
Again, I need to keep talking to my client here so that I know he's still with me. I'm not putting pressure on those arteries coming up here that could cause him to potentially pass out. Because with the head turned, we close and we're tightening everything up in there. You alright?
Yeah.
Okay, I've just broadened my thumb out now, so I'm a bit more of a broader sweep on it. But what we are going to do is stretch them out. And then I'm going to just come down that sternocleidomastoid as well. Alright? Okay. Right, so what we're going to look to do now is stretch this out a bit now. Alright, so I'm just going to take this top pillar out, Sam. Okay. This time we're going to bring the arm up. You okay with it up there?
Yeah.
How does it feel?
Yeah, good.
Good?
Yeah.
No pain in the neck, is it?
No.
Fantastic. Right. Very similar to what we did before.
Yeah.
Okay. But I'm going to do what we call a soft tissue release stretch this time, an STR. So I'm going to create some false insertions on this pectoralis minor and stretch it out a little bit. So I just really want you to relax.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm starting near at the bottom. I'm going to pin it. I'm going to lock onto his arm and I'm just going to pull it back. So I'm pulling that scapula. You feel that stretch?
Yeah.
Ease off on that. I'm going to come down a little bit more on it. So I'm coming more towards the insertion point. Nice pull. And ease off. And then a bit closer to that insertion point. It's my little finger really that I'm doing the point on. And then a nice pull. Great stuff. Right, this time Sam, I'm going to get you to move to the edge of the bed a bit so this arm comes off the bed for me. There we go, that'll do. And then from there, all we're going to do now is do a little stretch on this chest. So we're going to let this arm come down. Let's go support that shoulder a little bit. Feel the stretch across the chest. Yeah. Feels good. Great stuff. So just nice big deep breaths for me. So big breath in and out. Big breath in and out. You alright?
Yeah.
Good stretch?
Good stretch, yeah.
Great stuff. Okay, just going to put that arm back there. Shuffle you back onto the bed now.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep with that one. So we've stretched out the pec minor, we've stretched out the pec major. We're just going to stretch out our infraspinatus now. Okay, so for this, the hand needs to come forward. Now, I'm supporting his elbow, keeping it in line with his shoulder. So if we let that relax to there, and all I want you to do this time, Sam, is push back against my hand. Just 10% power. How does the shoulder feel as you do that?
It's good.
Good. No pains?
No.
Neck? No pains?
No.
Okay. And then nice big breath in for me. Breathe out, let it relax.
Yeah.
Feel that stretch now?
Yeah. Feel like a little bit.
Pulling at the back, yeah. Because as this hand's coming forward, that infraspinatus is being lengthened out.
Yeah.
Okay, let's relax that. Okay, so we're going to move to the neck now. Alright, have a little look at what's going on in this neck now. So, all I'm going to do, lengthen him out. In fact, you know what? Before I do that, I'm going to do a nice stretch. And I'm going to use my towel for this one. So, if I can just slide that under there and bob your head back down. Okay, so it's right under his neck, but it's pulling up against the base of his skull. It's going to come nice and tight around his ears. Okay, I'm just going to do it to his good side first. So I'm going to bring it over. It's pinned there. I'm putting a hand on his shoulder, just opening over. You feel that stretching out, Sam?
Yeah.
You okay?
Yeah.
Good stretch?
Yeah.
Yeah. And relax that. Let him come back. I'll just readjust that. We'll do exactly the same again. So I'm pulling his head back to start with. Then over to the side. Good. Got a good stretch on there now. Opening that. Pushing back on that shoulder. Feel that?
Yeah.
And relax that. Take that towel out now. Okay. So let's have a little feel at those vertebrae underneath. Okay, so this time I'm going to turn the head, take him up. to his opposite chest, hand on the shoulder. Just want you to take a nice big breath in from his arm and breathe out, relax. And nice big breath in again, breathe out, relax. So we're stretching out that levator scapula. Feel that stretch? Great stuff. Let that head come down. I like to do both sides because otherwise you feel unbalanced when you get back up. So same again on the other side. So nice big breath in and out. Big breath in and out. Superb. Let the head relax. This time we'll take head to chest, and what we're going to do is stretch that erector spinae all the way down his back. So nice big breath in from his arm. Breathe out, relax. Nice breath in again. Out and relax. Feel that pulling all the way? Superb. Let the head come back for me. Let it relax. So this time we'll turn him sideways. So this is really stretching out the anterior aspect of his trapezius, and we will get some of his scalenes here a bit. Nice big breath in for me. Breathe out, relax. Feel that stretching? Nice breath in. Breathe out, relax. Oh, great stretch on there now. You good?
Yeah.
Relax that. Opposite side. Get balance all the time. Nice breath in. Breathe out, relax. Nice breath in. Breathe out, relax. Great stuff. You good?
Yeah.
So far?
So good.
Okay. So, just going to have a feel what things are moving like. So from there, I'm just going to bring him over. Turn that head a bit. Yeah. And the same again this side. Bring him that way. Turn that head. And back. So moving good. Okay. What we're going to do this time, Sam, just going to sit you up. Okay.
Yeah.
So bring you up. I'm just going to put some pillars there.
Yeah.
I just want to get a real good stretch on those scalenes, right? If you come down, I've got your head, don't worry. So just let it relax for me.
Yeah.
But turn his head away. Yeah, it's going to stretch his sternocleidomastoid, but we're also going to get these scalenes because we're going to take it forward a little bit. So you're just going to hold your head in that position for me for now.
Okay.
So the emphasis is going to be taking his head down, but to the forward side, with a hand on his shoulder, rather than on where the sternocleidomastoid inserts. So nice breath in, breathe out, let it relax. It's a nice stretch there on those scalenes as well, just to make sure. Although we're going to do some strengthening work on them as well. Okay, so hold that position for me. That's it. And then nice breath in, breathe out, relax. That's it. Okay, so from there, we'll sit your up, Zam.
Yeah.
Alright, take them out. And don't really need to do a great deal more with that, so we'll take this off. Okay, so all I want you to do now
Yeah.
is just tell me. Arm up. Okay, so how's the shoulder feel at the minute? How's the neck feel?
Yeah, it's good.
Good. Can you raise the arms up okay?
Yeah.
How do they feel?
It's good.
Good, no pain around?
No.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So that's us successfully
Yeah.
treated. Sam.
Thanks.